something I was thinking about is that we have the best of both worlds.
We do.
As pop stars, influencers, podcasters, forgot about that, general tastemakers, we have our lives in the public eye, and we have our lives in corporate America, our really like down to earth jobs and family life.
We're just like everyone else, you know?
We're just like everyone else.
Just an ordinary girl.
That's on Hannah Montana Forever. See, you do know it.
Like, I know them, but I don't know them as well as, like,
the
earlier stuff. That,
I see.
Like, shaped my life. So,
right.
We'll get there. We'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Are we just going to go? Let's just go a cappella.
Oh, okay. I was going to play it. I had it somewhat ready.
I mean,
let's go a cappella.
But it's okay.
Yeah, it won't work with the music being off, us being off, and
that's right. That's right. All right. Whoa, 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 yeah. Come on. You got the limo out front.
Ooh,
whoa. Hottest styles, every color.
When you're
famous, it can be kind of fun. It's really you, but no one ever discovers.
Who would have thought
that a girl like me would double as a superstar?
You get the best.
Sorry, I'm way off.
You get the
I
also didn't know
best of both worlds. Chillin' now, take it slow.
Then you rock out the show. You get the best of both worlds. Mix it all together and you
know that it's the best of both worlds. It's a bit niche.
We're live.
Oh boy. We're live again.
We are live yet again from the set of none other than Hannah Montana.
Woo!
Hannah Montana.
Woo! Hey, howdy,
y'all. Yeah. I'm from Tennessee.
Yep. Woo!
Well, what's your name?
Welcome back. My name is Hannah Montana, aka Laurel.
And I am Miley Stewart / Miley Cyrus. And I'm Abby.
Mm-hmm. And this is
a bit niche. Did you completely wait until after I finished? If it wasn't apparent by now what we're doing, well, it's probably actually not fully apparent, but we're talking about the greatest television show to ever come across anyone's television, Hannah Montana.
That's right. An absolutely revolutionary show for generations, not just our generation, but the generation that came before us and every generation after, because it changed the landscape of television and teen
human history,
pop stars, human history, and fashion, music, pop culture, you name it.
She did it.
That's right.
And it's been 20 years since she started doing it.
Yep, which is crazy. So that's why we're talking about the 20th anniversary special. The special itself,
Hannaversary.
I don't know how much the Hannaversary, I don't know how much we're actually going to have to say about the special. I mean, I have got stuff to say about the special, but I'm more excited to just talk about Hannah Montana in general.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're going to start with, too, which I'm very excited for. I guess, obviously, unless you lived under a rock, you probably at least know what Hannah Montana is and watched it. And luckily, I'm normally the person that hasn't seen anything, but we have someone who lived under a rock here today in the live studio audience, and his name is Austin Bovell. Snacked Audio, for those of you who may not know his full government name. And I was thinking it would be perfect for this man to sort of explain what Hannah Montana is, like the premise of the show, as someone who has maybe not never seen it, but like kind of knows the concept, but has never watched a full season, maybe not even a full episode. Because if Laurel and I tried to put it into words, the plot, it would be 45 minutes, because we're already going to try to put into words the impact of it, and that alone will be 45 minutes. So I think we need to have Austin take just a general overview.
Agreed. Austin, what's your understanding of the television masterpiece and cinematic masterpiece that is Hannah Montana?
I believe it follows a tween who hides her identity to the world and lives a semi-regular life in real life, and then goes and performs as Hannah Montana and plays shows and stuff.
Amazing.
That's perfect. That's great.
Do you have any other details that you know about it?
Miley Cyrus, her dad.
Cool.
Yeah, that's good.
There's that one country girl with the blonde hair. That's her best friend or whatever.
Country girl? No.
There's that other boy.
The other boy?
A couple other boys, yes.
And they just have a journey, life's journey. And, she's just like she's growing up, as a young child star. And everyone knows young child stars turn out to be great human beings.
Yes.
Famously, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say we can cut this.
I thought we were trying to be better about that, Abby.
I know, and I don't care. But can you just explain to me how you presented it last night to me, of what you think like Hannah Montana stands for, and if I support that? You questioned it. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's about this girl that she's hiding her true identity to the world, I can't even remember what I was saying.
No,
Can you
said
explain
something
it?
crazy. I don't even fully
What did I
remember
say?
because it was literally crazy. You said that like, oh, do you support what Hannah Montana stands for?
Right.
And I was like, what? Like
Hiding
what
your true
sense?
identity to the world.
Yeah, like being like
Not being who you really are.
And it also but then you also were saying that like
It teaches young girls
like have
like
value in like something else.
and hiding their true identities.
Yeah,
to the
and
world.
like not being who you are and not be whatever. And I was like, literally, where did you get that from? Like it was like he kind of said multiple things where it was just like, yeah, like it's like you're not being authentic and blah 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 blah. I was like,
you're not presenting your true authentic self to the world. You feel like you have to hide.
You said
behind
some
a
other
mask.
crazy shit, and I was like, "You've never seen an episode because that's actually the opposite of what stands for."
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's almost the exact opposite of the point of the show.
Yes, and then he was like, "Oh, well, I don't know,"
and then just like walks away.
Yeah, like I was like, "No, that's." Damn near the complete opposite, whatever you're saying. But yeah, he said kind of a couple similar things around that vibe of he missed the mark of the theme.
Yeah, but I do appreciate you posing the question, Austin.
It's a thinker,
Right.
Do you stand by what Hannah Montana
What
represents?
does Hannah Montana
Do you?
really stand for?
Studio audience, do you?
What is she really presenting to the world? Morally.
It's good questions. Good
We
questions.
need to take a deep dive
hard questions.
into Hannah Montana morals.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Should we have to hide ourselves behind a mask?
For money? For fame?
Money? To be respected as humans?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you said something about respect, maybe. And it just really was missing the mark.
It's hard to listen back to what I was saying, to hear it from another party.
It was hard to listen to for
my
me,
thoughts
sweetheart.
come back to my brain from someone else's
Especially because you
voice.
you ask me that sometimes about other actually significant things where it's oh, do you agree with what they stand for or something, where just agreeing that with that way on Hannah Montana it was an unexpected question. A thought
He likes to keep you on your toes,
and he succeeds.
You had to meet someone you could really your intellectual match. You guys could really play chess
Right.
with these very hard questions, you know?
These Hannah Montana questions.
These morally gray Hannah Montana questions. Yeah.
There's no clear answer.
No, there really isn't. A moral dilemma.
Yep.
So with
Moving
that,
on from that. Yeah. Ooh, wait. Before we move on, or every time we move on, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. You won't get that, Austin. But
blur that out. They'll sue.
I wish they would.
For Disney to sue us.
I'd love a cease and desist.
Disney. It's on Disney Channel.
And you're watching Disney Channel. Okay.
Send me. I'll send you my address.
All right. Well, let's talk about the significance that Hannah Montana played in each of our lives growing up.
Right. You start.
Okay.
You start. I'll finish.
Ooh.
Category is Hannah Montana. Did you ever play that?
I don't think so.
Concentration. 64.
64.
No repeats or hesitation.
Hesitations.
I'll
Okay.
start. You start. I'll finish. Category is Hannah Montana's meaning in your life.
Okay, yeah. That, as you said it, it started coming back to me, and my brain started the wires were deep.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of wires, we do need to have an episode about the electrician games.
Yes.
We got really into it that one night.
We don't. We really don't.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's kind of cool. Okay. Anywho, the role that Hannah Montana played in my life, it was huge. It was huge for me.
Huge.
I had never, this came out in 2006, maybe?
2006. Yes, 20 years ago.
Yes.
Some might say.
Shit. Yeah. Oops. Oops.
Some might have said 20 years ago.
Could have been. So I was 8, probably.
Wow.
So right in the zone. Right in the target audience. And boy, did it hit me hard. I just when I saw the show for the first time, it changed something in me. And I say that a lot about a lot of these movies. But I had never fangirled over anything. I didn't know what that sensation was like. And I don't know that I've ever had a fangirl feeling like that since. I do fangirl over certain things, and I fangirl very hard over a couple other pop stars or whatever since then, but it's just never been quite the same level. It wasn't just the show, it was the fashion, it was Miley herself. I would go on YouTube and watch her audition tapes, and I would watch them over and over again. And I would watch all of the cast audition tapes. And I had the Hannah Montana CD, and I took out the, like the little lyric packets. And like that thing fell apart because I was just like studying it all the time. And I just like slept with it. I loved it so much. Hannah Montana was my first concert.
Yeah.
It was the Hannah Montana Meet Miley Cyrus concert with the Jonas Brothers who opened for her.
Which is crazy.
And it was electric. And it's still the best concert I've ever been to this day. Mm-hmm. It was life-changing. I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, I don't know who I would be without Hannah Montana. And that sounds really dramatic, but it's true.
I completely agree.
Okay. I want to hear what she means to you.
Me turn? Mm-hmm. No, I fully agree with like your last sentence too of like, I don't know who I would be. That Hannah Montana was by far, hands down, easily my favorite Disney Channel show ever. Closely followed by Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. But was my absolute favorite. And I have a lot of like very vivid memories specific around the music because I was very into collecting my CDs when I was a kid. And I like had a like speaker system in my room, and then I had a portable boombox, and then you got like the CD with the headphones and stuff, and there was just always all of the Hannah Montana and then Miley Cyrus albums that I always had. So yeah, I think like you said, being a 8 or 9-year-old when it first came out, and having this person who's just, like a handful of years older than you, who's like the coolest girl in the coolest situation, was so much fun to watch. And then I think for me, we'll talk more about the music and our favorite songs, but I have been listening a lot recently since the special came out of all of her old stuff. And like you have them downloaded on your phone from way back when, and maybe you'll shuffle and one will come on, but I've just been like religiously listening to them. And I say this with all full sincerity that when I'm listening to these things, whether it's Hannah Montana or Miley Cyrus, I stick by this in that I do think it is some of the best music.
Yes.
Point blank, period.
100%.
It's the best to come out of Disney Channel. Like, I just like, I cannot describe it. And the songs now and the lyrics now, they hold up. So like it's not like, not all of the songs, most of the songs are not like cheesy and stuff. Like they are like good lyrics, like, and yeah, it just like means a lot to me. And then I also feel like, I don't know if we'll talk about this again, but also obviously Miley Cyrus is a little bit older than us, but we kind of like came of age with her in like Hannah Montana and supporting her that way. Then you get like her kind of like breaking off, and all of the stars of that time like breaking off from like Disney and stuff like that. And then for me becoming a like true Miley Cyrus fan, and I love Miley Cyrus and I love her recent albums and stuff like that. But for me in high school, the Bangers album was again like has such a profound impact on my life and me and my like couple of best friends from high school. That's like the soundtrack of our high school life, and I can just picture everything so vividly with the Bangers album. So the whole thing, it's just, yeah, it was a huge part of my life, and I'm very happy about that. And I love that this like 20th anniversary special has reignited that in me. Austin, what does it mean to you?
I totally agree with that. Yeah, what does Hannah Montana mean to you?
I'm kidding. You don't.
It means about lying about your identity, basically.
Mute,
turn off his mic. Turn off
Boo, boo. Okay, sorry.
Another thing I thought about too, like Another thing I thought about too was, I think why it was so special to me is that I was a very, very shy kid. Like at school, literally did not talk. Like I hated attention, did not want people to like look at me, anything. But there was like this part of me inside of me that wanted to be seen and wanted to like show that artistic side of me and perform and, you know, just like have fun and be myself. And I didn't feel like I could do that. But I really, and it's so cheesy, but like I connected to Hannah Montana because I felt like I'm Miley Cyrus, like or Miley Stewart every day, just like being an ordinary girl. No one looks at me. But I wanted that like pop star side too. So like me and my two best friends in elementary school, like we sang Best of Both Worlds in our talent show. And if it weren't for Hannah Montana, I would have never done something like that. Like I would have never gone out and performed in front of my entire school. Like that wasn't something that would ever occur to me because I was not born a performer. But I was. And like,
yeah, I was going to say you were born a performer.
I was, but it was hidden, you know?
Yeah.
It was like, it had to be kind of dug out a little bit. I needed some inspiration. And another thing I thought about too is like, I didn't know it at the time, but Hannah Montana is probably the reason why I love drag so much.
Absolutely.
It's like having that alternate persona that you can put on a wig. You know, I love a wig. Or you can put on some crazy makeup or a crazy outfit, and all of a sudden this like alter ego comes out and it's really more your true self. So I don't know. It just like the impact of Hannah Montana and, you know, obviously Miley Cyrus, like you said, like I dropped off a little bit towards the later seasons and like towards her like first albums outside of Disney, I dropped off a little bit. Like I still loved her. I just didn't listen to her as religiously. And like when Bangers came out, I felt like naughty listening to it. So I like when I would listen to it, I would like hide it. Like I would do it like in my bedroom, like under the sheets. Cause like, oh my God, like they can't know I'm listening or watching like We Can't Stop, which I watched that music video a disgusting amount of times. Like, it was not okay. So I don't know. Just like it's the entire trajectory of her life. Like you said, we've been there the whole time, which I can't even imagine what that's been like for her. But for us, or at least for me, I won't speak for you or the others of my generation, but it's been comforting to like have her as a constant presence, even with all the ups and downs.
Yeah. I was going to say too, I forgot I need to mention this. Wait, I'll mention this. Never mind. I'll mention it when we talk about our favorite songs. Remind me to tell you about Amy and I's stage. But so one thing that I thought of when you were ending that I agree with, where like she's been kind of a constant, is the first thing I wrote down actually, and maybe you have a different view of her since she did go a little naughty and maybe went too naughty for you. But I feel like for me, she seems like the one of the only Disney stars that kind of didn't go like straight up off the deep end, because I think at least that Bangers is nothing. Like, not is nothing, but like it wasn't bad. Like at that point she was a grown ass adult, like 21, 22, 23 years old, like rich as fuck in her like baddie era, you know? So like I think I recognize that, where then if you see someone like, I'm not trying to hate on like a Lindsay Lohan who wasn't like, you know, Disney, but like still where like you compare them to like Britney Spears child star, Lindsay Lohan child star, or even like Demi Lovato. Like I'm sure Miley's done some drugs and shit like that. And obviously she's had it very hard, and it's like a very unique and unfathomable life that she's lived, but she has been like a very steady presence throughout the whole thing and has followed the way my life has gone. Obviously minus millionaire famous part of it.
Sure. An international pop star.
Right.
But no, I agree with that. And I think, even though she had her little like naughty bangers era, like I loved it, but I felt like I had to love it almost in private, which is crazy. Because it's like she wasn't even doing anything that insane. No. But the way that the media painted it was that she was like off the rails and like this bad girl. Like I remember when she performed at the VMAs with Robin Thicke, and like people were like, like this is like disgusting. Like she's gone off the rails. And it's just like, it's pretty tame, honestly. Yeah. I mean, by today's standards for sure. But yeah, I think like hearing all of those outside voices and like since we grew up with her, I was like, well, she's like a bad girl now, but I liked it, but I felt like I couldn't say that publicly.
Yeah. I also think
I was a good girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like there's also a difference. I think for everyone like Disney kids, that's like one of the qualms of, being a Disney kid is that like it's hard to break out of that like innocent little viewpoint that you have. And I just think it's like, obviously the media ripped her apart and stuff, but it's so different, however many years prior. Like Britney Spears, like Oops, I Did It Again. She was a literal teenager during that. Like Bangers era Miley is 20s. Like there's obviously she's still young. She's still a kid, especially with how she grew up. But like you're of legal age. I don't know. It's just like
right. No, totally
torn apart for
and like. Sorry, Austin,
nothing.
Are you raising your hand?
Yeah, I am. I just want to bring up, like, what about all the kids who look up to Miley and then they see her on the VMAs shoving her ass on Robin Thicke's dick?
Yeah,
a lot of young girls
dumb.
look up to her.
Yeah, I think that's really stupid. It's like, yes, people who are famous, they have like a certain level of people looking up to them, and like maybe a standard's not a word, like, but also there's actual leadership and people who we can look up to if we want a good moral compass. It shouldn't be relied on a Disney Channel star who's 23 years old dancing on someone. Also, I was in a middle school gym grinding my little ass on some like kid's prepubescent penis. So for me, like it didn't matter. That's the truth. Like, what?
Yeah, and I mean, I'll say too, like, she was a role model / is a role model to a lot of like young girls growing up while she was on Disney Channel. But yeah, it's that really hard thing of she played that role in her life for a period of time, a really long period of time. But that does not mean that she has to be confined to that for the rest of her life, like, and I think that's something a lot of Disney Channel or child stars struggle with is how do you make that jump and like find out what your true kind of like artist persona is. I mean, and it was probably especially hard for Miley because not only is she playing like the Miley character, but she's playing the Hannah character and the Hannah pop star. Like she's touring as Hannah as well as playing Hannah on the show, as well as playing Miley on the show. Like not just playing some girl on the show. She's playing a girl with her own name, with her own dad. Like, can you imagine the kind of mind fuck that would be? To like be able to, how do you then just as like a, 13-year-old turn that off and then try and have a normal life? And then grow up and try and mature in a normal way. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I understand your point, Austin, but I agree with Abby that I honestly think she did it in the best way she could.
Yeah. And I think, like, it's not up to, like, if she's in her 20s as a pop star dancing on stage. I don't like Robin Thicke, but whoever it is, like, fucking twerking on him to a pop
Robin
song.
Thicke, first of all.
He's actually the worst. So, like, that, boo. But that's, you know, a whole different story. If she's doing that, like, it's not up to, like, especially, like, women to police your, like, and censor ourselves, even though it's appropriate for us at a certain age based on, like, viewership. Because if a parent didn't want someone watching that, they don't turn on the VMAs. If you're worried about a Super Bowl performance being inappropriate, turn off the Super Bowl performance. If you're worried about whatever, like, that's up to you to choose what's appropriate for, like, a under 18-year-old.
How is a mom supposed to know that, like, her kid's into Miley Cyrus, is a huge fan, and is like 13?
Well, maybe
like,
they should
the
be more
VMAs
connected
are
to their
tonight.
kids if they don't know what they
Like-
like. That's a whole different problem.
No, I'm saying, like, the mom knows that Miley Cyrus is going to perform at the VMAs. Honey, let's watch the VMAs tonight. And then Miley Cyrus is rubbing a foam finger on her puss and dry humping Robin Thicke.
I
And
mean,
this
yeah,
is
but
Hannah
isn't it
Montana, my daughter's favorite fucking Disney star.
And guess what? Your daughter's going to be rubbing
Well-
a foam finger, a real finger on her clit in a year too. So I'm sorry. Like, what?
You know,
It's
I
not a
think
7-year-old that's still watching her.
Right. I would think perhaps a well-informed, emotionally intelligent parent would explain that even child stars grow up
Yeah.
and they learn to
They
express
get their clit
themselves
rubbed
in
too,
different
okay?
ways.
It's the truth. Like,
It's the
when you were
truth,
watching
man.
movies with your parents, and a sex scene came on. My parents would turn it off. They would literally switch the channel
Really?
in the moment. Yes. I didn't want to watch it either when I was like 8. Not when I was like 17.
I mean, yeah. Right.
But like, if they were like going at it, oh my God, my dad would absolutely change the channel.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think my parents, I guess if it was just something on TV that we weren't like intently watching, they'd probably change the channel. But if we were just watching like a movie as a family and there was a sex scene, it would just be like awkward and we'd all just kind of like look away for a little bit or just kind of like not acknowledge it and just really wait for it to be over, you know?
But I
and be
think
like,
the
"Oh my
only time
God."
we straight up all sat down and watched a movie that had a sex scene in, we were all old enough to be like, oh, this is so like weird. I'm 16. But like when my dad's just flipping channels and doesn't know what's going to be on and a movie comes on and it's like, oh, they're literally banging right now. Like he would just change the channel or something. Like more so, when I was like younger. So it's very easy to do that.
Yeah. Okay, well, I feel like we've gotten off track a little bit.
Off the rails. And you want to know why, Laurel? It's not me.
'Cause Miley?
It's not because of me. It's because frickin' Austin asks these damn questions and gets me riled up.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay, well, let's quickly, should we rattle off some of our favorite songs?
Yeah, we were going to go like by album, right?
Yes. Let me pull up all the albums just so
Yeah. Are we starting with Hannah?
quickly. Yeah, so let's start with the title album, Hannah Montana, released January 1st, 2006. Oh, this is so
that's
hard.
Crazy.
I know.
Who Said and I Got Nerve are probably my favorite.
Oof. Oh, that's hard because I love those two.
Mm-hmm.
I really loved If We Were a Movie.
Yeah, so good.
Like that was one that I would sit in our basement and just like belt out. Mm-hmm. I just felt that one. Who Said was also probably one of my favorites too. And This Is the Life was also
This Is the
so
Life.
good.
Yeah, that's one that I've been listening to And wait, is that
That's
that
the
was
one
her
that she
first
sang.
song? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Mm-hmm. And the first song she ever performed as Hannah too.
Yes.
And we'll talk about special, but I did cry during
Me too.
that. I was very emotional while I was watching it.
She
but
slayed it. She has never
Yeah.
looked more beautiful. Like
Yeah.
that was really
yeah,
an insane experience.
I was loving that so much. But This Is the Life is also one I've been listening to a couple times as I've been walking around. And yeah, it hits hard. It hits hard. Hannah Montana 2.
Oh yes. Okay.
I mean,
These were my favorites.
nobody's perfect, and Rockstar, literally
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
God, life's what you make it.
Every single song on this album,
It's perfect.
it's so good. Like seriously, every single one. Rockstar, I think, was definitely my favorite.
Yeah, for sure during the time too. And this also, Hannah Montana 2 was the first album I bought. My parents probably bought it, but that I bought and that I had on like my iPod.
Yes.
Because then I think I kind of like I just remember like I had the physical copy of Hannah Montana 2, where that was maybe I was like a little bit older. I was getting like the concept of being like, oh, I can fucking buy this. I can have this CD and I can play it in here. And like, I know and love all these songs. I've already got a season under my belt. Like, I just remember Hannah Montana 2 being that girl.
Yeah. I absolutely loved that album. But I do have to say, because that was the one that had Hannah Montana 2 and Meet Miley Cyrus, it was the dual CDs. And I loved the Meet Miley Cyrus album more than Hannah Montana 2.
Yeah. Perfect. I just hit the search and it came up with Meet Miley Cyrus.
Oh, perfect. Because like all of those songs, they're just,
I know.
you can tell she's trying to like get a little bit edgier too.
Yeah.
And all of them really like, they hit so hard. See You Again, so good.
It's one
So
of the
good.
best songs. Like,
it truly
ever.
is. And I had forgotten, like, so Start All Over is such a banger. And the music video is so fun.
Yeah.
And I forgot how much I loved
Think
it.
of the music video.
She like gets out of bed and she's like walking in the street.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I forgot how much I loved it until recently as I was re-listening to like everything again. And the music video popped up and I watched it and I was like, oh my God, like this had such a chokehold on me, but I forgot about it. But it like reignited something in my brain.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because I feel like she was, and even though it's crazy that this was only 1 year after her debut album because she seemed so much older.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it felt like we were getting a little older with her too, which obviously we were, but like, it was like, ooh, okay, like we're going into a little bit more of the less like, you know, tweeny kid poppy, and we're getting a little bit edgier. We're getting a little bit more towards the teen era. Ugh. Oh, GNO. Oh my God.
That's incredible. I fucking love that song.
It's all just so good.
Oh man.
Wow.
What about Hannah Montana 3?
Okay. Hannah Montana 3. Let me pull this guy up here.
God, that's so good. Probably In the Moment and Maybe Now, Let's Get Crazy was kind of my shit.
Yeah. It's really good.
And he could be the one because this whole like era too of like Hannah Montana, really where they start to get like boy crazy, also followed the times with us where like there's always, even the first pilot episode, the first season, like of course they're obsessed with boys, like get it, whatever. But really in this, like you get like the love triangles happening and like all of that stuff, which
right, because they actually are old enough to like start dating. It's not just like, ooh, he's so cute. No, He Could Be the One was definitely my favorite off this album. But I also don't know these as well. For some reason. I don't know why. Like, I still religiously watched the show at this time, but I did not buy the album. I don't know if I just like thought I was too cool for it, which no one's ever too cool for Hannah Montana.
No.
But, you know.
No, that'd be the worst thing you've ever said to me if you said that.
Well, and I didn't actually believe that, but I was also a very self-conscious little girl, so.
I do feel like that's actually, now that you say that, that's kind of one thing, at least for me and like my friends especially, but then even people around us, like Hannah Montana was never something that was like embarrassing either necessarily. You know, like now, like kind of at some point, like people phased out of like Taylor Swift, and then it was like embarrassing to be like a Taylor Swift fan, and then like even now it's like, oh, you're a Swiftie, that must mean you're fucking batshit crazy. And some people are, but like some people are just normal. And like, I see that look, Austin. But like, it almost was like embarrassing to be like a fan of something. And I feel like at least for Hannah Montana, even I don't remember like a boy in middle school like making fun of me necessarily for liking that. And there was plenty of other things that like became that, especially women and or I guess young girls liked that then little boys made fun of. And I don't remember feeling that way about Hannah Montana.
No, I do remember one time, and I think it was when I was at recess, and this was during Hannah Montana, like the original. So me and my two friends who did the talent show together, we were rehearsing out at recess, and this girl like passed us, and she said something like bitchy. And again, I was super shy,
Cunt.
would never have done this. And I left my group, and I went up to her, and I told her off.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then I turned around and we went back to singing Best of Both Worlds. So other than that, I never had any criticism for loving Hannah Montana because she is the shit and anyone who is anyone knows it.
Yeah. And you know why that little girl decided to be a bitch that day? It's because she wanted to be in your group and she wanted to be performing and she was jealous.
She didn't have the talent.
She didn't. She was out that group. She never had a chance.
Never had a shot. Either you got it or you don't, you know?
And she didn't have it.
She didn't have it and she probably still doesn't. I hope she's okay though. Okay, so then, Hannah Montana Forever.
Yes. Wait, should we do Hannah Montana the movie? Because that came next.
Oh.
/ coincided with that. But it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really. So on Hannah Montana Forever, so again, I don't really know these songs as well, but it would be Ordinary Girl. That would be my favorite.
Yeah, for me, these are some of the ones that like I've been listening to the most. My favorite is I'm Still Good. That is one of probably my favorite Hannah Montana songs. Point blank, period. I can listen to it anytime I need a little pep in my step. And God, yeah, it's just really good. And then I love Wherever I Go.
Okay.
Oh, been here all along. I think her voice sounds absolutely perfect on. I do want to talk about Hannah Montana the movie though, and I want to figure out if you were like a big lover of the movie. I'm guessing yes, but I know that you said kind of you fell off a little bit. Maybe not fell off is the right word, but
so surprisingly, I've only seen the movie probably one time all the way through, which is insane considering how big of a fan I was. But it was almost like, this unspoken, like I didn't want to watch it that much because I knew that it was like signaling the end of an era.
Yeah.
And it was like I wanted to preserve the Hannah / Miley that I knew, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, I get that.
So, but I did love it. But it made me too emo.
Okay.
Yeah. Your thoughts?
I agree with that. Like, I think looking back at it and stuff, that is probably like how I guess I should have been feeling. But honestly, if I think critically back about it in the moment, I wasn't thinking critically about it as a child. So for me, I loved the movie. I'm not a rewatcher, you know that. So, well, with some things. But so I've only probably seen it a handful of times too. But I have very, very extreme, vivid memories of Hannah Montana, the movie, because I think it was, again, perfection in that, you know me, I decided that I kind of like movies again when we were in the theater. And going to the movie theater was a huge thing for me as a kid. I feel like I got a lot of like independence from going because me and my cousin Amy, and then oftentimes when she got a little bit older, we could bring our slightly younger cousin Megan. And so it was just like, that was like the thing we did. And Amy loves movies as well. So it was something we did together. We would get dropped off there and we could like stay there. You know, you get a little bit older, you start to meet boys there. And yeah, it was just like, it was a huge place for me at the Marcus Theater Corporation. I don't know why I included the corporation, but Marcus Theater in Oakdale, Minnesota. And yeah, I have a lot of very vivid memories there. And one of them is Hannah Montana, the movie, where I saw it with Amy. And we, of course, absolutely loved it. We were obsessed with it and obsessed with Hannah Montana. And I remember, again, we can't drive. I don't even remember how old I would have been by then, but we were outside the theater waiting for either of our parents to come pick us up and then drop us off. And Hoedown Throwdown is in this movie. And we are out front of the Marcus in our hometown, and we don't even wait to get home. We start looking up and trying to mimic what we just saw. And we did the full dance outside of the theater, like in the front. And I can like picture us there now with it, like doing it. So I remember that.
I love
and then
that.
For us, I thought of this earlier too, but I think one of the things that really, because honestly, I was a very quiet kid up until like 7 maybe. And I just like, I didn't speak, but I did a lot of performing. And then I think I always was performing, and I was always the most outgoing within my friend group. And that's kind of where like people think I was like outgoing and stuff like that. But me, Amy, and Megan, we were big performers, and we had a stage in Amy's room that her dad built. And it was like very like green, purple, just Hannah Montana, Miley coated.
That's amazing.
It had like beads in the back. Like it was like the whole thing. And it was a stage for literally us to perform on. So like we practiced outside of the Marcus Theater. We practiced on that stage, the dances. And yeah, that was like the music, and doing all of these songs was very, very like,
I love that.
big memory for me.
Yeah, that's so. I just love that she had a stage in her room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was so
That's
cool.
incredible. And it also just makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
for you three too,
Yeah.
especially. Like, I could
Yeah.
just picture it.
Yeah, and honestly, like the Hoedown Throwdown to Pussycat Dolls trajectory for us was really a smooth sailing one.
I believe it.
Yeah, it really launched our career. So shout out to the Hoedown Throwdown and the Hannah Montana movie for really laying the groundwork for Amy to request a stage for her dad to build, because it led us to bigger and better things.
Right.
For sure.
It was the jumping off point. So then is Hoedown Throwdown your favorite song from the movie?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No, I think songs that I still listen to this day, The Climb is on my running playlist, and You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home is still on my running playlist, which you're probably like, bitch, what? But I have a very specific way I like to run when I do run. So You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home, again, probably, I think it's one of her top songs, but it's probably another one of my favorite songs by her, and again, with The Climb. So
Did you know that Taylor Swift wrote You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home?
So oddly enough, I didn't know it until the special. Mm-hmm. I didn't know it growing up. So I wrote it down, like jotted a handful of things down, and I was like, what the fuck? I did not know that she wrote that. That's crazy.
In my opinion, the best song she's ever written.
Yeah.
Dare I say.
Yeah. And what's crazy is how young Taylor Swift was at that point too.
Yeah.
Young and still unknown. Obviously
Right.
known enough to get on Hannah Montana, but like
Right,
still.
but I mean, yeah, relatively.
in her trajectory was like so early on creating
Right.
this art and then literally selling it for like Hannah Montana to sing. And I just imagine like how incredibly crazy that probably felt for her to like write a song and then make money off of it for like even someone that she probably was like watching, like being on the Hannah Montana like show, like, oh my God, that would be crazy.
Yeah, like for her, that was probably like a really big break.
Mm-hmm.
And like, look at her now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just insane.
Yeah. Do you have any favorites from that one?
It will have to be You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home and The Climb, which I know is kind of basic, but they're really just that good. And The Climb, I just so vividly remember that music video too. Do you remember that with like, it was like the clouds in the background or like, yeah, it was just so dramatic.
Yeah.
And it just still hits to this day. I don't know. I mean, if I'm ever just like feeling a certain type of way, if I put on The Climb, like, I'm okay. I guess I'm feeling everything.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not, this isn't one of those days where I'm pushing it down. I'm going to feel, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And like there is always going to be another mountain.
You're always going to want to make it move.
Right.
Right, Austin? Do you know that one, Austin? Okay.
Always gonna wanna make it move. Always
gotta be an uphill
battle. Sometimes
you gotta have to lose. Also, we're really good at singing that song.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We're really good at that one.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we talk a
Should we get
little
into
bit
the
about
special? No, this is exactly what we knew was going to happen and what we planned to happen is that it was just the general Hannah Montana vibe that we wanted. And we're just happy that the special reignited that in us. But we have thoughts on it, of course.
Right. Let me ask you, what was your reception of the special? Like, were you satisfied with it? Did it leave you wanting more? Is it everything you hoped and dreamed it would be? What were your initial reactions?
So, for me, I didn't know it was that much of a documentary style. And that's my own bad. I don't know why I thought it was like going to just be a Hannah Montana episode where they brought everyone back and it was just like in current times. Like, I don't know why that's what I thought it was. And then I go to Disney Plus and I go to play it and I wrote down, I'm like, thank God, 59 minutes. Love that.
Yes.
Love that timing. And then it was like documentary. And I was like, why is it listed under that? Like, huh? And then I realized I was like, oh, wait, like, we'll talk about Alex Cooper, but I was like, oh, they are literally, it's just like, yeah, this isn't the vibe I thought it was. So I was taken aback by that, but that was, again, just my own fault of not really knowing what to expect. I have mixed emotions on it. It's kind of like other things where I have such a love for Hannah Montana that obviously if this is, you know, like the special she wanted and the way she wanted to talk about it, like, then I love that. I could have had more in other areas. Like I was like underwhelmed at some parts, but then I like loved it. I cried during when she was performing. So I was like, you could have probably performed for 59 minutes and I would have loved it just as much. So yeah, kind of like mixed feelings if I'm being honest. Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I honestly didn't even know what to expect. I was just going into it honestly with like almost no expectations and just kind of going to take it as it came. And yeah, there's some things that I really loved, like, you know, going through the closet and telling some stories about certain pieces or, you know, kind of her inside scoop of the boy she had a crush on at the time and what that was like and walking through the living room and being like, oh my God, I remember this, I remember that. Like those really nostalgic parts I really loved.
Yep, agreed.
There were other things that, you know, maybe I didn't need that much of in this particular special, like talking to, you know, one of the head Disney producers or whatever for a little bit. I don't need that. Yeah. And, you know, I understand the inclusion of a lot of, like, her family members in it. But, like, I don't know. We didn't need that much Tish, probably.
No. So much Tish.
Yeah.
And why do we keep saying Tish?
I know. That kind of bothers me too. It's like, we're not on a first name basis with you, but
like, what?
And like, I understand like from where Miley was coming from when she said, you know, people don't understand how integral you were. You were here every single day. You were like doing a lot of the styling, whatever. So like, I get it. And I'm sure that was really special from like her point of view and the family's point of view. But from like a fan's point of view, it was just kind of like, okay, like that's nice, but could probably use a little less of that.
Yeah.
I thought, and we don't need to jump to this yet, but eventually I do want to talk about the Billy Ray Cyrus of it all.
The Billy Ray Cyrus of it all really needs to.
It needs to be
we're
addressed.
talking about family, so let's discuss Billy Ray.
And, you know, I'm not, like, fully up to date on all of their drama. I know that, like, there was a big falling out with Billy Ray and Tish's divorce and some infighting between some of the siblings and everything. And I understand, like, why they brought him back. And it seems like they're in a better place. But why did he have to make it so weird?
I personally think he has always been weird.
Oh, I agree. He was just better at hiding it, though.
Yeah. So for me, when he came out, one, she goes through, she gives this like nostalgia. She's walking through everything. I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. Like they had all this set up. It's the exact same. Amazing. And she's like, I'm thinking if there's one person in this world that might know Hannah Montana a little more than me, let's bring him out. And then Alex Cooper comes out. I'm like, I thought your dad was going to come out. What do you mean?
Right?
Like,
right.
This rando.
That was wild. That
Essentially
was wild.
rando. So I was like, oh, okay, not him yet, but I know he's there. So when he did come out, I swear to God, Laurel, I thought, given his hairstyle, and she did mention he had a new hairstyle, but I thought it was maybe one of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I was convinced because the shitty balayage and
the grease. The grease.
What was happening? He's
I don't know.
so interesting, like, to look at. I don't know. And, like...
Yeah. He looks dirty, man. And, like, maybe our man is going through it. So, you know, more power to him for showing up and being there. But, yeah, sorry, I know I cut you off, so please keep going.
No. I had really no thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. Yeah.
And maybe it's just because Miley is a much better actor than he is, but I felt like she did a really great job of trying to, like, connect with him and trying to, you know, like, get nostalgic with him, be like, remember this, remember that, like, let's read some lines together. And he just, like, was not taking the bait very well.
No.
And it just felt like it fell flat.
I agree. That was one of the things too. I felt where I think it's very important, and I'm very glad that they had it more like, or it feels normal to me at least, that they had a lot of like family aspects of it. And I think that maybe looking back now, I just thought of this. If, you know, they probably did the same, they could have done the same amount of filming with Tish and then Miley and Billy Ray and Miley, but like you probably were like, this is fucking weird, this whole interaction. So like it ended up just being very like Tish heavy. But one thing for me, and I agree that like it didn't feel like they were like, you know, connecting. And again, that's probably like everyone has a different like family relationship. But I think if you're like close enough or you're in a good enough place where you're bringing them on this special and it's like, they obviously did it together, but of course she was like the star and obviously it was her thing and she grew up and like still has this big career and all this stuff. Like, I just imagine if me and my dad and then like me and my mom were in a room like rehashing like growing up in this crazy unique environment, I don't know how all of us would not just be like way more emotional and like making it like a cathartic experience. And I just felt like, especially for like Billy Ray, he was just kind of like, home sweet home.
I know. Like,
I better close the door. Like,
Right. Like, it seemed like maybe he was on, like, beta blockers or something. Like, our man was not there.
No.
Like, and maybe that's what he had to do to get through it. Like, I don't know. But I don't know. I just feel like, and obviously, Robbie Ray in the show is not Billy Ray Cyrus.
yeah.
But, like, he was portrayed as, like, such a good dad on the show and, like, very supportive and very emotive and emotionally intelligent. And then, like, whenever you kind of see the real Billy Ray, you're like, this is a bit of a disappointment.
Nothing like it. Yeah.
And perhaps that's the case for Miley as well.
Yeah. Probably is. Probably is.
Yeah. But that's enough about Billy Ray, unless you have anything else to say about him.
No, I don't really have anything else to say. One quick thing also for, what's his name? Jason Earls?
Jason Earl, right?
Yeah, something. Yeah.
The brother,
Her brother.
right?
Yeah. What was he up to? But whatever. I thought it was so funny when Billy Ray and Miley were walking out of the house. And they were like, oh, Jason must be out here like smoking or something.
Yeah.
And they said that. And then earlier, like Billy Ray had called Miley Bud. And then Miley's like, speaking of Bud. And I was like, that's so funny.
I know, I love
like,
that.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, like I want more of that back and forth. Like, you know, they have that kind of banter, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so it was funny, but I was like, damn, like I wish they had some more of that throughout, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah. Do we want to talk at all about like the other, you know, like little pop-ups that we did get?
Yeah, let's run through them. I mean, what were your thoughts on like Alex Cooper being the interviewer here?
Yeah, I never know where to land on her.
Same.
It's very confusing for me because I would say my overall vibe is I have not actually consumed enough of the interviews she does beyond TikTok clips to truly know how I like feel about her as an actual like interviewer. Because of course what gets posted is like the best, most hard-hitting stuff. But I just think like I'm always going to be at least somewhat in support of like a girl who now has a full career on her own and like a whole media company and is like getting these incredibly large guests to come on her podcast and like people are like releasing things on her show to like spread the news. And like I think generally speaking, more so than a lot of like other platforms, she will let someone like tell their actual story and stuff and like get what they want out there in the way that they want to, which I think is super cool. Like even if you just think of like Whitney being able to do her Dancing with the Stars, like Alex Cooper's production, like that was fully like, you know, done and funded by them and all of that. So like some cool things like that. But then I also know that like a lot of people don't really like her, and I don't fully know if that's based on like actual like controversial things she's done or not. But I had mixed feelings on her being in the special. I did think it was weird the way they introduced her because I was like the one person who's going to know Hannah Montana more. Again, I'm expecting her dad or her mom or like anyone. And then Alex Cooper walked in. I was like, huh?
I was not expecting that. Yeah.
So confused. But I do know that she is a big fan.
Right.
I think too, one of the things I liked was that it kind of just... One, it wasn't like they were going to pick some random fan. They weren't picking either of us. So if it wasn't going to be us,
it might as well be Alex.
I'd rather it have been someone who grew up around the same time, who was a huge fan, and who just kind of like girled out with Miley in a way.
Yeah.
Like they talked about boys and like got those like answers out of her where it wasn't like a stuffy interview necessarily for the things that they talked about. So yeah, I overall enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
She gave the most emotion. Like in the end, when Miley started crying, like that
she
whole like things they were talking about was incredible. But also like, yeah, just how like genuinely like emotional and excited that she was during the whole thing. And then at the end, I was like, yeah, I would not hold it together either.
Yeah,
at
totally. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I likewise have very mixed feelings about her just in general. And like, I will listen to / watch some of her long form interviews if it's because she gets obviously incredible guests.
Yeah.
So if it's someone that like I really want to hear what they have to say, or if it's like, you know, Jessie Draper and I have to know what she's saying about her divorce, like I will be listening to that. And you know, I'm not the biggest fan of her interview style in general. Like I don't think that she always asks like the most hard-hitting questions or like the best questions, but the one thing that I really do appreciate about her interview style, if you can even call it that, is that she just like shuts the fuck up and lets her guests tell their story.
Yeah.
And she obviously makes her guests feel comfortable enough to tell their story and to just continue talking, and she doesn't talk over them or interrupt them a lot. And you know, I know, or at least I've read that Miley like handpicked her because she like feels comfortable with her in that way.
Yep.
So, you know, I can see why she did it. She wasn't like super annoying during the interviews or anything. Like the good thing about an Alex Cooper interview is that you really don't get that much Alex Cooper.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt like it was a fine choice.
Yeah.
For what it was.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I can't think of like someone off the top of my head that would like do better
Right.
necessarily. And like, you know, it's like Miley Cyrus is like special and she's the executive producer. Like she's not going to
Pick
have
whoever
someone
you
come
want,
in
girl.
and ask
Yeah.
some like crazy ass intrusive questions. And like, she's not going
Right.
to answer those. Like,
Exactly.
why would you know,
Yeah,
get
like it's
some
not an
weirdo
expose.
newscaster
God.
or like hard-hitting journalist or something.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, I thought it was an okay choice. I thought, you know, Selena Gomez, I thought her cameo was cute.
Yeah.
I thought it was, you know, I wish Selena would have given us a little more. She didn't give us much of anything because, you know, Miley asked her, like, what do you remember from being on set? And she was like, I don't remember anything.
I know. Okay.
And it was like, why are you here then? You
Yeah.
know?
Like, give us nothing.
And I loved, like, when the show was on, I loved the Hannah Montana Michaela rivalry. Like, that was so fun. So I wish, like, she gave a little bit more during her little cameo, but it was still fun. It was cute.
Agreed.
You know?
Yeah. And I love Selena Gomez too. But yeah, I agree. It was just like, oh, that's cute. Like
Just a little kind of drive-by.
Yeah.
I loved the hat, the little fedora. Like,
yeah.
It was about the right amount, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Any thoughts on Chapel being there? Did you know that she was in it? Because I did not. She came and I was like, what the hell?
I think I had seen like on social media somewhere, but it hadn't fully registered. So then when she walked in, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know?
I had no idea.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I thought it was cute. I thought it was cool to like have them be kind of one-on-one in Chapel, tell her how much like she influenced her career and was such an inspiration to her. I thought it was cool at the same time. Like, I don't know. She also like didn't give that much too, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like it could have been a little more fun. Like maybe they could have played off each other a little bit more, but it was cute.
Yeah.
I don't have any like
definitely
strong
think
feelings about it.
Yeah. I feel like she gave more than like Selena did in terms of that, like of acknowledging like Hannah Montana and all of that. I also thought it was like cool and timely and stuff about how they sort of very like surface level, I would say, like talked about like both of their interactions with like the media and like boundary setting and stuff like that. And like Chapel was like, yeah, I mean, it's way easier for me and it's already hard enough, but like you did that, like you and others like allowed that, and you were the ones that got scrutinized and then said like, I'm not getting fucking scrutinized for like growing up like and doing my own thing. And that it makes it easier for like people now to do so.
Yeah, that's true. I did really like that aspect of it too, that like she acknowledged that like everything that Miley has done to pave the way for everyone after her, because I think Miley gets talked about a lot in a lot of different ways, but she's not often acknowledged for, like, you know, I don't know, like being a trailblazer as much as she was and is.
Yeah.
I think that's important to acknowledge.
I agree.
Yeah. I really, really missed Emily Osment and Mitchell Musso.
Freaking same. And I also didn't know they weren't in it because I saw press with them in it.
You did?
I thought, or maybe it was
they
just
weren't
like
at the premiere. They
press
weren't at the
of
premiere.
them. What the
Yeah.
fuck? Like,
It could.
I looked them both up. I knew Emily Osment, like I knew she was like still acting and doing fine, but like I feel like some of the reasons why people don't get brought back for specials and things like that is maybe because they're just like really not doing well. So I looked up like Jason Earls. I looked him up and then I looked Mitchell Musso up because I'm like what's going on with them that they couldn't come back? Like what? Huh? How do you get Selena Gomez? Like
right, like a very minor character on the show, and like
right,
Chapel, who's
and
not
then
even on
also
the show.
extremely famous now, extremely busy. Like not necessarily with like straight up acting, but like businesses, like multiple revenue streams and all of that stuff. Like
yeah,
how you get her in the schedule?
I know, and I know that like Emily Osment, she wasn't there because she was filming her show, whatever. But like, I feel like if she wanted to be there, she could have made it work.
I agree. Because it's not like it was a regular TV show where it's like, we have filming from 9 to 5, Tuesday and Wednesday, and we need everyone there on Tuesday and Wednesday, otherwise we can't make it work.
Right.
They probably and could have done every single one of those different interviews on completely different days. Like they never needed all of them in the same room. So like,
yeah.
What do you mean? You're filming in a studio 10 minutes away max and you can't be there for like 2 hours? Like, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. And I honestly don't know enough about either of them, like, as actual people. So, like, I can't, like, say what my opinion is or what I think they were doing or if there's anything behind the scenes. But, you know, I remember there were a lot of rumors back in the day that, like, Emily Osment and Miley Cyrus had kind of a strained relationship. And I don't know if that's true. I know that, like, initially Miley auditioned to actually be Lily.
Yep.
And I know there was like some weird competition between the two of them at the start, but you know, that all kind of got blown out of proportion. So I don't know how much of that is true.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like stuff like this where it's like the 20-year anniversary and you guys aren't there. Like people are going to talk, you know?
Yeah. I agree.
And Mitchell,
well, I was like, what was his reasoning for not being there?
He didn't say. So I was trying to look it up. He said, I don't know, this was on like Teen Vogue, and they said, while Musso didn't explicitly state why he skipped the reunion, it's safe to assume he had other commitments. Is it safe to assume?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know why it would be safe to assume. But you know, it's nice that most of the other like main cast were there for the premiere.
Yeah.
To at least support. But yeah, it's weird that they didn't even like have them all parade them all into the living room for like a picture or something.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like they could have done something. And but like, again, not our thing.
Did they like oh no, she did talk about it because she talked about her and Emily's relationship when she first came. So she did talk about them, and then she said she had a crush on Mitchell. So I guess she did briefly mention
she
them.
addressed
That's right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, wait, did she even mention them? But yeah.
Very briefly, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I did. And then, of course, you know, got very emotional whenever she shifted to concert mode and sang a few songs. I was honestly like I was very emotional, but I didn't tear up until she sang Younger You. Or is it Younger Me? Younger You.
Yeah.
That one, it just
Whatever
hit me
it is,
real hard.
Yeah, I agree.
But she just looked incredible. In that
Incredible.
blue dress.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
I was awestruck.
Yeah, she looked so incredible. Even just like the whole time, I was like, holy fuck, she doesn't look like she aged. Like, that's crazy. Like, she just looks so good. Wild. And then just like the hair and then like the dress she picked is just like such an elevated like version of Hannah and just like perfect. It was just it was very well done. She sounded like great, and I loved her performance, and I definitely like started crying during, why am I blanking on the two songs she sung at the end before Younger You or Younger Me, whatever the fuck it's called.
Why am I blanking too?
Well, I think
This is the life. This is the life.
I thought that was the first one she did.
Yeah. Oh, were there 3? Did she do 2 or 3?
3. Didn't she? She did one to like
she did the climb.
And then she did the climb, and I cried during that a little. But then I thought she did one like before the climb or after the climb, before like Younger You.
Why did I think it was just those 2? And then Younger You? I don't know.
Oh, no. So you're right. She did the Best of Both Worlds, the climb, This Is the Life, and then Younger You.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And they all still hit just as good, if not better. Like, hearing her sing them in, like, her more mature voice now was just very, like...
Yeah.
Not healing necessarily, but it was just like, wow. Like, we've all grown up together, and we still love it just as much.
Yeah. Yeah, I got, during, like, the last 2 songs and then, like, Younger You, I was... Wow. It was emotional.
Yeah.
Like, I love this so much.
Yeah. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I even, like, you know, as we talked about, there were some things I would have changed, but again, it's not my special, you know?
Yeah.
So overall, I think they did a good job. I wish maybe there were more songs.
No, yeah, that's like the only thing is, more music and stuff, but yeah,
but I had a good
like
time.
you honestly could have made it slightly longer, done a few more songs, and then even like now that I'm kind of thinking about it, like I know I had like, well, I actually didn't have a lot of negatives to say about like the interview portion of it, but I did really like that whole conversation. Like the ending part, like when she actually got like emotional and stuff, like I think that was more interesting than any of the parts with Billy Ray or even like her mom too. And especially like when, you know, fucking Gary came in with the sweet story, even though Gary probably sucks. Like whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I just think of, like, the fun pieces that came out of the interview about, like, having a crush on Mitchell, having a crush on Zach, and, like, the older version of Zach, and getting picked up by, like, freaking Vanessa, like, and Zach to go somewhere. Like, that's so crazy and so cool. And, like, what the hell? Like, how that would must have been insane to be, like, a little bit younger than them. And, like, they're going to pick you up. Like, that's crazy. Like, getting those, I feel like, little tidbits. And then, like, her talking about, like Taylor Swift coming on the show and her writing the song and like how she was thinking as like a kid getting brought there and stuff, or like I don't know, or like you could have talked more about like your favorite scenes or like whatever and all of that stuff, but like I don't know, I just liked hearing just her talk, and I guess her and Alex talk about like why she like loved doing it and stuff like that. And like, oh, I just got such joy from like making people laugh literally my whole life, and like doing this was the best. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, I think her conversation with Alex was probably the most genuine that it felt, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was a good choice. And then more music. That's my...
There could always be more music.
That's my favorite part. My favorite part.
Yeah. Well, I think that kind of wraps up my thoughts about the special. Did you have anything else you wanted to share?
No. Well, no, that's a lie. I have one more thing, and it's about the wigs. I wanted to point this out that I do think that the amount of wigs they showed during this and that they had in the season is maybe half of what you have. And also, please, Austin, input a bunch of pictures of our incredible wigs we've had. And it's about the same level as the pilot season one pilot episode wig, because that wig, I did not remember it being
Busted.
that bad. Oh my God.
so
Look
bad.
at our wigs. And we're doing it with an eighth of the budget. Not even.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Who
An
laid
eighth,
that
probably
wig?
like a millionth of the budget. But yeah, that wig was crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know she was like, well, it's the pilot. You don't have a lot of money. You've got money for a better
You're
wig than that. That was the
Disney.
worst wig I've ever seen.
You're Disney. Like, you're
Yeah.
doing how many pilots? I get that, but like, you're Disney.
Yeah, so you literally have all of the money in the world.
Like, that's crazy. Like,
Oh,
so yeah,
my
I
God.
think that's just, I wanted to end on there because for us, it really starts and ends with wigs.
With wigs. We love
Wig.
a wig. Wig.
We do. Wig.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Go listen to Younger You, I think.
I don't think I'm emotionally in a spot right now where I can do that, but
I'm not either, but that's what makes it fun.
rolling the dice. Rolling the dice with Younger You.
You never know when it's going to hit.
Exactly.
I did cry more during this than I did in Project Hail Mary. So
Oh, really?
what's that say about me?
That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I will say I cried less frequently in this one, but I cried harder in this one. I cried more times in Project Hail Mary, but they were like little tear ups.
Yep. I feel that.
Yeah. Well, I think overall, well done, Miley. You've done it again.
Well done. You continue to do it.
She just can't stop. You can't keep girl down.
And we can't stop. Whoa, and we won't stop. Whoa, what you say as we hold on that night? What you say as we hold about that life?
Yeah.
That got a little Britney.
It did. She comes out sometimes. I
Yeah,
can't help it.
with the wow wows, like yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do we got anything else? I think that's
No, I think we round this Hannaversary special out.
Yeah. Well, that's the show, folks. Thank you for coming along to another crazy ride. I don't know.
Never do
man.
that again.
All right. Fuck off, man. I'm tired. It's been a week.
It's been a life.
Tell me about it. Oh, boy. All right.
This
Well,
is the life. Hold on tight. And this is the dream. It's all I need.
are you going to keep going or no?
I could, but I think
No,
we
okay.
should wrap this up.
I think you're right. Okay. Well, once again, I'm Laurel,
And I'm Abby.
and this has been a bit
Niche.
It's a bit niche.
You're watching A Bit Niche. Ring that notification bell, ring that bell, like, comment, subscribe.
You know what to do, so do it. And tune in next week.
Bye. Love you.
Bye. Love you.
Like Hannah when she kisses and then does the craziest wave ever.
It's like very slow.
I hated it.
And cut.